It's pretty good. And then we got our first series starting up after this, okay? The most shocking mistakes in Rocket League history.
One of the most shocking mistakes in Rocket League history occurred in the most recent RLCS World Championship, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. On one side, you have BDS. They won the championship 2 years ago, and got second in the last one. Monkey Moon is the only one on the team that was there for the whole run, and if he wins another—
This video is dedicated to Atomic. I don't even want to watch this, bro. As an NA fan, this was actually so heartbreaking to see the ending of— Dude, this World Championship was actually peak until the ending. Like, all the matches, all the Game 7s, the reverse sweep type shit. Oh my god.
Another championship here, he could cement his legacy as one of the greatest Rocket League players of all time. On the other side, we have G2, the best team in North America with a long history in the Rocket League scene, but no RLCS championships, despite this being their third appearance in the Grand Finals. In fact, they lost to BDS 2 years ago, but the only one on this roster who was there for that was
they left
Atomic.
Rocket League.
And unfortunately, this entire Grand Finals will come down to one moment that will haunt him for the rest of his career.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. I feel bad for Atomic. Does anyone else feel bad for Atomic? Imagine you're Atomic and you're like, it's slowly dying out. And then Sunless comes out of nowhere after not posting a video for like months. And his first video is just solely on you. Oh my god, bro. That's just not... That sucks ass. I'm not gonna lie.
If you play Rocket League, this video will be extremely painful.
Absolute tragedy!
If you don't play Rocket League, this video will be extremely funny.
We said it was the mistake that would lose the game. What on earth happened here?
Let's start with one of the most shocking mistakes in all of Rocket League history, and then we'll work back in time to reveal the rest.
Oh, no, it's a massive mistake!
September 15th, 2024. The most recent RLCS World Championship. The series started great for G2.
We should have won!
Dominating, and he led G2 to a 5-0 victory with 3 goals of his own. A start so great, it would only make the ending all the more painful. Fast forward to Game 6. BDS is now leading the series 3-2, and G2 calls a timeout to regroup.
What up, Harry?
A NASCAR timeout. Whatever that means. BDS just needed one more win to take the series and secured the championship. The game was pretty tense, with BDS jumping out in front, and then G2 quickly equalizing. Down 1 goal with just over 90 seconds remaining, Daniel pulled off a nasty fake to pull G2 even one.
Yo, can we just talk about that goal? Fuck the World Championship. Fuck the mistake. Can we just talk about how good of a goal that was? Yo, if you're actually counting pauses when I'm watching a video, you're weird again. Yo, if you're on the YouTube, I want you to find somebody in the chat that you don't like and just put their name below. That way they might see it. That way they know that you don't like them.
Once again. And that's when disaster struck. With 12 seconds left, Drawley sends a ball over Atomic's head into the corner.
Come on!
This is not a particularly threatening ball.
Come
all
on,
Atomic
man!
needs to do is quickly turn.
We gotta give
does,
6 different
and get a touch on
shots?
the ball as soon as it bounces off the corner to prevent it from rolling to the middle. Now, for regular
Yo,
Rocket
I feel
League
bad
players,
for Atomic.
This
This
is
is fucked
somewhat
up.
difficult to read. But for a pro player, this bounce can be read,
Come
and
on.
I mean this literally, with their eyes closed. This is second nature, easy clear for a pro. Let's roll the clip.
Take my money, you rich ass.
So what on earth happened there? If we look—
Don't care.
It glitched through his car. Hey, Jewis, thanks for the big 8-month sub. I appreciate it, bro. Barry, thanks for the big 8-month sub. Appreciate it, guys.
closer at the play, we can actually see Atomic's car make contact with—
What? No! Replay it! Replay this game!
ball. And for a split second, it even looks like it moves downfield. But then it quickly corrects as if he never made contact at all. The odd thing is the ball trail actually changes color, which indicates it was last touched by Atomic. So it was like the game knew he touched it, but not enough to affect the path of the ball, which rolls gently to the middle of the field for BDS to score and win the championship. While this may appear to be a little scandalous, the reality is the game client is not perfect and it doesn't always show exactly what happened, even in the replay we're viewing right now. The bottom line is Atomic missed the ball, and it was an extremely unfortunate mistake to end the entire season, especially for such a great player like Atomic. But as shocking as this play was, and as painful as the consequences were, it's not even the worst mistake in this video. Let's go to the next one. August 13th, 2023.
What was this?
This egregious error is one of the wildest moments on this list. It took place in the semifinals of the World Championship tournament last year. Vitality versus Karmine Corp. So far, this year has been all about Zen. The ultimate prodigy of Rocket League, there has never been such a clear best #1 player in the world than Zen, and he's on his way to winning his first RLCS World Championship. Here in the semifinals, Vitality is up 2-1, but Karmine Corp is proving to be a pretty tough obstacle. Vitality had come back down 3-0, so it felt like at any moment Zen could score a goal and tie up the game, and, well, technically, he did score a goal.
Maybe no. Huge clear from Karmine Corp.
They're in the trenches right now.
I forgot about that. This one doesn't really matter though. Like, they still won, right? This one doesn't feel anything like the Atomic one. Zen. Yo, chat, low key, that's called aura. When you can own goal and still win the world championship, that's when you know you're a beast.
You have to
Forgot I had that one.
understand how shocking this moment was to see the #1 player in the world
Danimal
blast
with the
ball
1
into
year
his
sub.
own
Thank
net
you, Danimal.
with no one else around him. Under further analysis, it appears that he thought there was an attacker bearing down on him, and he tried to relieve pressure by clearing off his own backboard, which is a normal and smart play. But instead, he mishits it into his net, and suddenly Vitality are in big trouble. Or are they? One of the most impressive moments in Zen's career is actually how he responded to this emphatic own goal. In the next game, he scored the goal of the tournament.
Wait. Here's Zen. Up high. Takes it up. Zen. Across. Oh!
That's where I get that sound from.
He bends reality to his will!
He went on to lead his team to a series victory over Karmine Corp, and then absolutely destroyed BDS in the grand finals to win his first ever RLCS championship.
Chad, didn't they beat them twice? They beat them twice, right? Like 4-2, then 4-0 or some shit? If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Go look. Nice, bro.
Have to respect the mental toughness to shrug off a mistake like that. It ended up not mattering in the slightest.
4-1 then
However,
4-0.
it still was a truly shocking moment in Rocket League history. Unfortunately, the next one does not have the same happy ending.
Adriano with
April
the
9th,
big fucking
2023,
5-bomb. Thanks,
the Winter
Adriano. I
Major
appreciate
Grand
it.
Final.
Thank you so
We
much.
find
I appreciate
K-Corp
the
again,
5-bomb.
This time versus FaZe Clan.
No.
Two massive orgs backed by
Come
massive
on.
creators. The grand
Is this
finals
the
of a
bit-
major.
the backboard?
I mean, this really is the
Adriano,
biggest
thank you
stage
for the
at
big
this
fiver.
moment
I
in Rocket
appreciate
League.
it. Thank
K-Corp
you.
is yet another ridiculously good French team, and their superstar is the young Vatira, easily a top 5 player in the world at the time. FaZe Clan is a North American team that has some of the most mechanically and individually skilled players in the world. Sipical, Mist, and Firstkiller. Mist had just replaced AJ, another top mechanical player. This old FaZe team was actually disgusting. On paper, they were easily the best team in the world, but in reality, they had some struggles.
Atomic back to
pass.
Chicago. Chicago. What?
They single-handedly proved that mechanics alone can't win you championships in Rocket League. So for this major, AJ was watching from home, and his reaction to this play is actually pretty funny, considering it's his old team.
I have a bad feeling.
This is game 6, and Karmine Corp just
Wait,
needs
was
to win
AJ
one more
watch
game
part- whatever,
to send FaZe packing and win the major. With the game tied with just a few seconds left, the ball was in the hands of Firstkiller. In this situation, Firstkiller has two options.
I've never seen him do
his
this.
Teammates on the left, or he can catch the ball and control it, staying behind it for a 50-50, or doing something insanely mechanical because he's Firstkiller. But instead, he slams the ball up into the ceiling, giving his very surprised opponents an easy goal. Needless to say, this defensive gaffe at such an important moment in the major from such a talented player was pretty shocking.
No, control that Firstkiller through. Oh no, Vatira's village was too strong.
Now for our next moment, let's go all the way back to 2019, the RLCS World Championship Season 8 in Madrid. This was the season that Garrett G, Justin, and Turbopulso wanted all for NRG.
AJ was so happy. You know AJ was happy. You know, literally, he slept so good that night.
But the real disaster took place the day before in the lower bracket
Oh
semifinal.
my god, do you guys remember this? Oh, dude, I forgot about this.
This is a series, a game, and ultimately a moment that will live in infamy forever. The matchup was Renegades versus Veloce. The Renegades were the last team standing from the OCE region, and this was back when there were fewer regions in RLCS, so it was a bigger deal when they did well. And in the past, they actually had done pretty well at these tournaments. It was one of the more fun storylines back then to see how far one of the OCE teams was going to get, and who they were going to knock out on the way there. So here we are on the second to last day of the tournament, and the last OCE team, Renegades, is trying to make it to Championship Sunday. Now, I wish I could tell you that this series was extremely exciting, but boy, it was not. This was in fact one of the most boring series in RLCS history. I was actually there in person, and I'm not sure I even remember the details. I was probably just having a lovely conversation with Mercy or something, because
Yo, Sunless is low-key a savage now. Love that. He don't give a fuck.
there were not a lot of goals happening on stage. By the time we finally got to Game 4, Veloce was on match point, and I think everyone just wanted them to beat Renegades so we wouldn't have to watch Game 5. But little did we know, this game was about to be the
That's literally how we feel. That's how we feel a lot. Like, there's a lot of series we're watching, we're like, all right, let's just move on. Yo, come on, bro.
length of 3 normal Rocket League games, because no one could score. It was 0-0 at the end of regulation, and guess what? It was 0-0 5 minutes into overtime. Both teams were playing so safe, neither wanting to overcommit and make a big mistake, which is ironic considering what was about to happen. One of the best reactions to this overtime was the legendary OCE player and analyst CJ, along with pro players Speed and a lot.
Can this end, please?
And they're just dying at how these teams are just banging the ball back and forth over and over and over.
This isn't working. We need to hit it harder now. Someone dribble it. Bang! There it is. We need more bangs.
This overtime was getting so long, it was approaching a LAN record at the time. But right around the 9-minute mark is where you want to watch closely for one of the wildest mistakes in RLCS history.
And now back in front of the box, Torsos.
Fucking idiot,
Kidding! Absolute tragedy for Renegades.
Torsos taking his time. He knew he had all the time in the world to get up to it. And his teammate panics and just smashes it into their own goal.
I have watched the CJ Speed reaction probably 100 times. It is quite good as well.
Oh my. Is this OC?
Taking a closer look, we can see that the hesitation from Torsos is actually what caused Siki to panic, thinking that surely an attacker is right behind him waiting to score. The fact that no one was really committing this entire game is actually what creates this situation.
I mean, dude, to be fair, I don't really blame him for going there. It just sucks that it pinched in because Torsos had no boost. He was just sitting there. And this is before you could have these right here where you could see how much your teammate had boost, right?
Think about it. Siki cannot believe that
This
Veloce
wasn't
are
a thing at
not
the
all
time.
over this, and I'm guessing the fatigue of playing 14 uninterrupted minutes of ping pong Rocket League also played a part. In a way, it was the perfect tragic end to a tragic series.
Without a doubt, the worst game of Rocket League I have ever seen.
Renegades were knocked out, and I wonder if they still think about it to this day. Almost 5 years ago now.
Hopefully they'll stop thinking about it in 4 years or something. My goodness. The longest game at Worlds ends in an own goal.
And that brings us to what is, in my opinion, the most shocking mistake in Rocket League history.
No.
This is an iconic moment in Rocket League history. In fact, the most iconic. So it's pretty wild that this moment is capped off by a truly terrible mistake. But what happened that day? It was the RLCS World Championship Season 5 in London. NRG versus Dignitas, Game 7, everything on the line right here for the single last game of the season. What most people don't remember about this game is it actually started with a pretty horrendous own goal, which is pretty fitting for this video.
He's put in his own net!
After that opening goal though, it was really a fantastic match that's fun to watch even today, despite the gameplay looking to be at about a Champ 1 level today. Back then, these were the...
Bro, do you guys remember how yesterday I told you guys that like 2017 to 2019 gameplay was like GC? He said champ.
two clear best teams. Turbopulsa, Violent Panda, and KDOP were the first dynasty in Rocket League, winning multiple championships together. And NRG had the OG pros Garrett G and Fireburner, and had taken the risk on a mechanical rookie, Justin, that had paid off spectacularly this season. So when Dignitas took the lead with just 4 seconds left, it seemed like destiny when the rookie was the one who stepped up.
Justin keeps it alive. Turbopulsa there. Bounces into the corner. NRG still around. Justin is there for the shot.
What up, Daly?
As the dust settled, everyone in the building had just a few seconds to collect themselves before the game automatically went into overtime. Just seconds. Looking back, it's no surprise that these players were still in shock as the overtime began, which may help explain the impending disaster. Two NRG players, Fireburner and Garrett G, collide.
Turbopulsa with it up high. Gets the flick. Turbo!
And that's how the most famous game in Rocket League history is decided, by a massive mistake.
Three-time world champion.
So what actually happened? If we look at the play from other angles, it appears Fireburner is drawn out of rotation as the play develops. Garrett is most likely expecting him to be closer to the net in this situation. Fireburner was probably looking to cut off the infield pass, which Dignitas was known for, but then got drawn into the developing play and moved out of position. Neither player was close enough to challenge, so they both turned right into each other. A mix of bad luck, poor positioning, and maybe some unsettled nerves from the most insane 0-second goal in RL history seem to be the biggest factors here. It is unfortunate, but at the same time, like every other moment on this list, it is somewhat fitting. Rocket League players make mistakes all the time. Even pros.
He hit that!
It's in our DNA. It's in our history. It's in these iconic disasters that we really see how difficult this game is, even for the best of the best. So the next time you whiff the ball, just remember, you suck at Rocket League.
Cap! Hey, good video by Sunless. That was a good video. It's good to see him back. That's the first time I think he's posted in a couple months. That was a good video. I liked it. W video, Sunless always has bangers. He easily has the best videos. Go! 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 Go!